Hello, smartest artists, and welcome to your Arty party. Today I am in the kitchen because the Arty party that had the most votes was baking with Miss Puckett. Now, a few warnings. One, I'm terrible at baking. And two, you must have adult supervision in order to be working in the kitchen. Make sure there is an adult with you while you are using the stovetop and oven at all times. Get permission. So baking is kind of strange because I don't normally think of baking as art. You have to follow a very strict recipe in order for it to come out right. So I'm going to show you a way to get creative in the kitchen so that you can start thinking like an artist wherever you are. So I'm going to be making one of my signature dishes, and I'm going to be teaching you how to be creative and come up with your own ideas. So that is what we're going to be doing today. All right, so get your kitchen ready, get your aprons on, and let's get started. All right, so the recipe, this is here where it's time to get creative. So the original Rice Krispies treat recipe is 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 package of marshmallows, and 6 cups of Rice Krispie treat cereal. So when I like to get creative in the kitchen, I try to think of some substitutes that can go in place of it to make my own invention. So for me, instead of making it with Rice Krispie treat cereal, I'm going to be making it with my favorite cereal, 6 cups of Fruity Pebbles. Oh yeah, these are gonna be rainbow. But you can use any sort of cereal you want to. You know, you could look online for some cool ideas, or you could experiment with permission, of course. So the other thing is that I don't have any marshmallows left over because I had a bonfire and ate them all with s'mores. But yesterday I did make some s'mores Pop-Tarts and I made some marshmallow fluff. So you can actually substitute 7 ounces of fluff instead of a package of marshmallows. And I'm still gonna keep my 3 tablespoons of butter. So by being creative, I am substituting an ingredient I don't have with one I do have, and I'm substituting something less creative for something more creative. All right, let's get started in the kitchen. All right, do not skip this step. I'm making a half recipe, so I'm using a half size container, but if you're making a full recipe with 6 cups, make sure you get a nice wide baking dish. You are definitely going to want to grease your baking dish before you start. So I like to just take a little bit of butter. I have the end here. Nobody wanted this for toast. And go through and rub the butter all over your baking dish, making sure there are no blank spots left. Otherwise your marshmallow's gonna stick. Just like coloring in your papers in art class. No white spaces left. You want no butter spaces left. Now if you don't eat butter, you can feel free to use a little bit of olive oil. You can feel free to use a little bit of butter substitute. Just make sure that it is not going to stick, or you're gonna have a sad time eating this out of the dish. So I can only imagine the fluff measurement is by weight. So I'm doing a half recipe, so I'm going to use 3.5 ounces of fluff. Here's my container of fluff I made. That's way too much fluff to have in the house. I'll have to come up with more recipes to use it. Alright, I'm going to put that right in my food scale until we get to 3.5 ounces. So glorious. I can make fluffernutters. Ooh, maybe I should do Miss Vieira's s'mores recipe. That might be good with this. Almost there, just a little bit more. This is a great recipe to lick the spoon, by the way. Oh, there we go, 3 1/2. All right, I'll put this fluff away and we'll get our next ingredient. All right, because I'm making a half batch, I'm only gonna use 3 cups of Fruity Pebbles, but if you're making the full batch, 6, and that is by volume, so I'm using my measuring cup, and there's nothing like the smell of Fruity Pebbles, folks. This is the good stuff. All right, this is 2 cup measuring cups. I need 1 1/2 of these. You don't have to be too precise, luckily, with this recipe. So there's 2 cups. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. And 1 cup. Oh, maybe that's a 3-cup bowl. Interesting. All right, so we've got our Fruity Pebbles, we've got our butter, and we got our fluff, and our baking dish is all buttered up, so we are all set to get cooking. Alright, so now here comes the fun part on the stovetop. If you don't want to cook it on the stovetop, there's also microwave directions. I'll let you know those down below. Alright, so the first step is you're going to put your butter in your pan. Just make sure your pan is as big as you're going to need, whether you're making the full recipe or a little baby half recipe. I am going to set it to a low heat. You don't want to burn your butter. Although, if you're making maybe a caramel version of this, you may be interested in making a brown butter. Who knows? So I'm going to slowly melt all of my butter down until it is liquid instead of solid. Once your butter's all melted, you are going to add your marshmallows or your fluff, whatever you get. So I'm adding mine in. Now you are going to want to stir this mixture until the butter is mixed in with the marshmallow and the marshmallow is melted. Once you're all done and your marshmallow is melted, take it off of the heat, and you are going to want to stir in your Fruity Pebbles. Yum. All right, now we're going to take our delicious pot of sugar and we are going to put them into our well-greased pan. Okay, now it's okay to eat the spatula. You can lick it all you want now. Lastly, I like to take a little piece of wax paper or parchment paper to smoosh down the top. That way, you get a nice, even treat. And voila, you have Fruity Pebble treats. Enjoy that. It's amazing. Let it settle so it hardens up and have it for dessert. breakfast, lunch, dinner. I won't judge ya. Enjoy.